The Young and the Restless coming 2 weeks. Daniel crushed. Phyllis blasts Sharon. Billy turns to Sally. Chelsea warns Adam. Audra steals Sally's new man, pounces on Billy, and creates romantic contest. The twist that keeps Heather alive. What it means for Vail Bloom's status. Greetings to all Young and the Restless fans. Don't forget to subscribe for the latest updates. The Young and the Restless coming 2 weeks. Daniel crushed. Phyllis blasts Sharon. Billy turns to Sally. Chelsea warns Adam. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the coming 2 weeks, September 30 to October 11, reveal that Sharon Newman will keep her mouth shut about Heather Stevens' woeful outgrowth and all her body disposal sweats. After Sharon sells a phony story to Maria Copeland and Nick Newman during the week of September 30, October 4, she'll textbook as Heather and tell Daniel Romalotti Jr. that she needs time down from Genoa City. Daniel and Lucy Romalotti will hope that Heather will come home after she clears her head, but bad news is brewing. Young and the Restless spoilers say Daniel will get some terrible updates latterly, but it might be too fast for Heather's body to be discovered. Rather, Daniel might get another textbook from Heather that indicates their relationship is over. Sharon will keep working to throw Daniel off the trail, so she may make him suppose Heather's done with him. Whatever the case, Phyllis Summers will rip into Sharon at the GCAC when they cross paths. It looks like Phyllis will contend it's Sharon's fault that Heather abandoned Daniel and Lucy. Sharon will keep her cool and avoid making further trouble for herself. Cameron Kirsten may remind Sharon that she can't go around acting out of control if she wants to avoid dubitation. Still, it may get harder for Sharon to keep her wrathfulness position down if she spots Nick Newman giving Phyllis support. Nick will show Phyllis some comfort over Daniel's fire, so Sharon surely won't be too happy about that. After Victor Newman slams Victoria Newman for her uninterrupted commitment to helping Billy Abbott, he'll have a glissade fire to put out. Kyle Abbott will outsmart Audra Charles with another move that'll get under her skin. Audra will want to strike back at Kyle, but Victor will defy them both and maybe push them to be a platoon like he demanded. Over with Jack Abbott. He'll have a strategy session with Diane Jenkins. Abbott. That could involve some new ideas on how to repair their broken bonds with Kyle and eventually pull them out of Victor's web. Diane and Jack will also have to prepare for whatever plot Victor's going to launch at Jebot, but they'll stick together and hope they'll indeed be ready. Of course, Victor is still targeting Billy at Abbott, Chancellor as well, so he'll match with Lily Winters as they work on their coming power play against him. Billy will have a lot on his mind due to Victor's designing and his recent bifurcation with Chelsea Lawson. We'll see Billy spare on Sally Spectra, who'll spare on him in return. Could that lead to some passion erupting at some point? Chelsea will also have to deal with Adam Newman's patient desire for a reunion, but she'll push him to face the data and see that they don't belong together. Daniel will find himself floundering to manage following all the Heather drama. So could Chesley crop as a lifeline and someone he can commiserate with? We should also talk about Nate Hastings' mysterious plot, since he's set to get a communication that's a bit of a mystery. Could this relate to Amy Lewis' comeback in late October and the enterprise that she gave birth to Nate's half-family? Nate will be puzzled over this strange communication, which might come in the form of a cryptic textbook. There might be further hints that follow during the week of October 7 to 11. It's possible that Amy is gearing up to deliver this half-stock curveball to Nate, or perhaps this half-family will want to meet Nate after all these times. Nothing is verified yet, but Amy did have a romantic history with Nate's father, Nathan Hastings Sr., and left city rather suddenly long ago. It wouldn't be far brought to suppose she intimately had Nathan's baby while she was off oil, so now he may be all grown up and ready to head to Genoa City in the coming weeks. Back with Sharon, she'll inescapably have moments when she feels like the walls are closing in. Sharon will have a hard time keeping all the Heather marvels under wraps, and she'll have to deal with Cameron Kirsten's repeated attempts to get her to wipe out Daniel as well. The Young and the Restless spoilers say the coming 2 weeks will bring further chaos for Sharon, so we'll pass along prognostications on her changing plans. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Audra steals Sally's new man, pounces on Billy, and creates romantic contest. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Sally Spectra is doing her stylish to put her fractured heart back together and move on with her life. Letting go of what she participated with Adam Newman isn't an easy task, but Sally knows she has to put him behind her. During Sally's recent discussion with Audra, she mentioned that she'd grown near to Billy Abbott in the midst of all the drama. That left Audra looking devious as she wondered about the possibility of Sally and Billy's vengeance association. Sally claimed that it'd no way be, but our Yandar prognostications suggest she may start seeing Billy in a new light soon. There may come a point when Sally imagines hitting the wastes with Billy, or indeed getting a full-fledged couple with him. Still, effects may not be as simple as Sally making her move on Billy and winning him over. That's especially true if Audra makes a mess of the situation. Sally was constantly advised about Audra when they first started forming this fellowship. Since Audra can't be trusted, Sally's connection to her could lead to issues. Audra looks out for herself first and foremost, so we wouldn't be surprised if she betrays Sally in some way sooner or laterally. We also know that Audra and Nate Hastings have some problems on the horizon, so their love clearly isn't locked in. There's the implicit for someone differently to catch Audra's eye, especially if he's part of her docket. Will Audra steal Sally's new man in the coming weeks? Could Audra make a play for Billy and land in bed with him rather? Between all his Chelsea Lawson pain and the commercial chaos, Billy could presumably use a chance to relieve some stress. There are clearly ways that Audra might end up in Billy's route to help with that. For illustration, Audra might come Billy's supporter if Victor Newman eventually fires her. Also again, Audra might simply pretend to form an alliance if she becomes Victor's secret tool to help bring Billy down. It's indeed possible Audra will try to play matchmaker for Billy and Sally, only to start pining Billy herself. Whatever the case, Audra might land in Billy's bed ultimately, so that could affect her fellowship with Sally and conceivably turn it into a contest. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Audra will remain one of GC's biggest troublemakers, so stick with us for updates on any bad news she might beget. The Young and the Restless spoilers, the twist that keeps Heather alive. What it means for Vail Bloom's status. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Sharon Noonan's sweepstakes with Heather Stevens ended in tragedy when Sharon awoke to find a cadaver in front of her. Heather had ever suffered a severe blow to the reverse of the head, bone that she eventually couldn't survive. Back in August, CDL offered a vaticination on Heather's grim fate. We said Heather was the perfect character to kill off as part of Sharon's downcast curl, and now Heather has indeed faced a ghastly outgrowth. Of course, it's possible Young and the Restless could bring Heather back to life through some adulatory curveball, but all signs point to her being truly departed. Still, the show hasn't verified Heather's fate or Vail Bloom's exit so far. As for the reason why, it could involve a twist that keeps Heather alive, at least in a way. Heather may be deceased, but she can still keep appearing like Cameron Kirsten in Sharon's mind. There's a good chance Young and the Restless hasn't verified Bloom's departure because she's not finished yet. It looks like Bloom has further material coming up, so Heather may hang Sharon as the guilt takes a risk. It's easy to imagine Sharon floundering to stay in control of her feelings with Cameron brooding in one observance and Heather advising her in the other. Heather may prompt Sharon not to go through with bearing Daniel Romalotti Jr. like Cameron wants. Maybe Heather will contend it's cruel to make Lucy Romalotti an orphan over Sharon's depraved vendetta. Heather might also argue that Sharon is going to get caught and tease her about it just being a matter of time until the bobbies come for her. Perhaps Heather will help drive Sharon over the edge as this mess spirals out of control. Plus, Heather may be demanded for scenes to explain what exactly happened during Sharon's knockout. Sharon may look shamefaced right now, but effects may not be relatively as they feel. There may be further to the story, so the show may ultimately offer some flashbacks that prove Sharon's innocence. Still, that could be a game changer for Sharon if someone differently was at the extension that night and did the deed rather. Whatever the case, Lyndon Ashby's rearmost bow as Cameron proves that a character can keep popping up anyhow of whether they're actually still breathing or not. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Sharon has further marvels ahead of her, so we'll bring you updates on all the wild news to come. Thanks for watching these videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.